Hello, and welcome back to Under the Moonlight. It's really lovely to be with you. Tonight, I'm going to share another of my books with you. Whenever you miss me, look for the moon. And I wanted to read this one with you because I thought this might be a gentle choice for this time of year. Before I begin, I just want to take a quiet moment to share why this story was written and who it might be for. Whenever You Miss Me, Look for the Moon is the first book in the Whenever You Miss Me series, and it comes before Whenever You Miss Me at Christmas. It tells a story of Mouse and Squirrel who live far apart but remain deeply connected by the moon they both see in the sky. This story was written for moments of missing, those times when someone you love isn't right there beside you. That might be because someone works away, lives far away, or can't be with you as often as you'd like. It might be for families where someone is serving in the military, or for children whose parents work long hours. And for some, it may be a deeper kind of missing, the kind that comes with bereavement. This story doesn't try to explain that away or make it smaller. It simply sits alongside it, offering comfort and a reminder that love doesn't disappear even when someone isn't physically here. And although I wrote this story as a bedtime book for children, many grown-ups tell me that it speaks to them too. And that was always intentional, because missing someone in any form isn't something we grow out of. So whether you're listening with a child or on your own, at bedtime or in a quiet moment, I hope this story feels like a gentle companion, something to return to whenever it's needed. So whenever you're ready, we'll begin. And thank you so much for listening. Squirrel lived in an old oak tree with twisting branches and a comfortable nest made from soft moss. The oak tree was in the middle of a pretty wood where the sun danced through the trees and a thick carpet of leaves covered the ground. Far away, across green fields and villages and gentle waves and cliff tops, lived Mouse in a cosy burrow in a field of golden corn where the land sloped gently down to the sea. On still days, he could hear the waves lapping below the cliffs, and at night the salty wind brushed against his whiskers. Squirrel and Mouse lived far apart, with land and sea stretching wide between them, but they belonged to each other in a very special way. They didn't see each other every day, not even every week, but love never minds about things like that. Squirrel thought about Mouse every morning, as soon as she opened her eyes, when the birds began to sing, and while she ate her breakfast in her little treetop house. And Mouse thought about Squirrel every night, before his eyes closed, when the stars began to twinkle, and as he ate his supper in his cosy burrow near the sea. When they were last together, they had shared cups of nettle tea, and cheese with nutty biscuits, and little cakes with cherries on the top. They had juggled hazelnuts, and played chase, and then snuggled together on the soft grass until the sun went down. Mouse was sad when it was time to go home. He didn't like saying goodbye. Goodbye meant the end of their time together, and goodbye always made him feel sad. Before Mouse had to go, Squirrel leaned close and hugged Mouse tightly and said, "Whenever you miss me, look for the moon, because wherever you are, I'll be looking too." Mouse began the journey home with his heart feeling heavy. He didn't know when he might see Squirrel again. That night, as he stepped out of his little burrow, the cornfield was quiet. The tall grass swayed in the twilight and tickled his tiny paws. He missed Squirrel with an ache that made everything feel empty inside, and he wished he could go back and see her again. But then he remembered what Squirrel had said, and he looked up. He looked at the sky, and there it was, the moon, round, silver and gleaming, just like Squirrel had said. and he felt a warm glow inside, as though Squirrel wasn't really very far away. At that very moment, in her little treetop house, Squirrel was looking too. She pulled her softest blanket around her and stood in the evening air. She saw the moon's gentle glow above her and the light it shone gently across the forest floor. She was thinking of someone she loved, someone she couldn't be near. But in that moment, they didn't feel so far away at all. The wind could blow the leaves from the trees, and the stars sometimes hid behind the clouds, but the moon was always there, casting its beautiful glow over everything it touched. "Good night, Squirrel," whispered Mouse, and his words were carried by the wind, over green fields and villages, and gentle waves and cliff tops, to Squirrel, who heard them murmur in the breeze. "Good night, Squirrel." "Good night, Mouse," Squirrel said to the moon, and the moon carried her words gently across the sky, so Mouse could feel them, warm and comforting, in his dreams. "Good night, Mouse." Even when they were far apart, even when they couldn't see each other, or juggle, or cuddle, their love stretched gently between them, as bright as moonlight. And every night that followed, in all kinds of weather, they looked up and remembered. Because love doesn't disappear when we're far away. It just finds a different way to stay. As we come to the end of the story, I hope that you can hold on to that quiet reminder that even when we're far apart, love is never far away. If this story resonates with you, I hope it brought a little calm, a little comfort, and a little reassurance. Missing someone can feel heavy, especially at this time of year, but you don't have to carry that alone. If you'd like to return to it again, Whenever You Miss Me, Look for the Moon is available as a picture book to be shared and reread whenever it's needed. But for now, thank you for being here and for listening so gently. Take care of you, and I'll see you here again soon under the moonlight.